We're live. We are here with the Clydesdale Media presentation of Meet the Athletes. I'm here with Mike McDonald. How you doing, Mike?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Before we get started, I want to shout out to our sponsors, Rxmark Gear. You can go to rxmarkgear.com, get 15% off your order there by using the code Clydesdale15. Mobility Movement, new promotion. Get your first month free by using Clydesdale free month at checkout. Get your first month of mobility, the most complete restoration package out there. And finally, C4 Energy. Use the code Clydesdale. You get 20% off everything in the store. If they're running a promo, you actually get to add 5% onto whatever they're giving you. So if they're giving you a 25% off promo, you can get 30% off using our code Clydesdale at c4energy.com. Now that all that's out of the way, Mike, let's talk about you, the semifinalist.
All right. What do you want to know?
So you, this is your first year making the semifinals.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yes,
and
sir.
you've been CrossFitting for quite some time, though.
Yep. So I think it was 2013 when I was introduced to CrossFit. So I guess that's when I started, and so 2013 to now, it's been a lot of on and off. So, like I say, I started in 2013, but I've really been training consistently for about 2 years now. And before that, it was like here and there. I was coaching some. Working out as much as I could, but so life gets in the way sometimes. So there was periods of time, and maybe even like up to a year at a time, where I was kind of maybe working 2 jobs or working nights, or we just had another kid or something. Life gets in the way, and so 2 years of consistent training. But I've been familiar and doing CrossFit kind of since like 2013.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So what kind of fitness background did you have before CrossFit?
Just like general gym goer, like bodybuilding gym goer kind of guy, and then playing sports growing up my whole life. Like I played all kinds of sports, pretty much everything you could think of, and then probably was best at soccer and swimming in high school. And then I went into the Marines after high school, and that's kind of where I just got more into like the gym scene, like bodybuilding-esque type stuff. And then whatever else they have us do for like the fitness tests, which I guess was a little bit more like CrossFit. It had more than just bro pumps and stuff like that. But
yeah. So you said you were a swimmer in high school?
Yeah, just for my senior year, but I happened to be pretty good at it. Instead of going to, like, I qualified for state, but instead of going to state, I went to boot camp.
Oh, wow.
And just like never really pursued it past that, but it was fun. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, that's actually my background. I was a swimmer in high school and briefly in college.
Cool.
What strokes did you swim?
Mainly freestyle was my best, like the 50 and 100 free. And then, my coach would have us try other things and do other things, but I never really took to it, and I was kind of like, I really liked sports and competing, but I was also kind of like a dumb 18-year-old who just wanted to like have fun all the time. And I sometimes, I wish I would have taken some sports more serious, but my desire to be fun and cool got in the way a lot of times.
Yeah, that happens to a lot of 18-year-olds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was more of a distance swimmer. Those 1500s were way too short for me.
Dude.
So I was 2 and 5, and then I'd do some IMing.
Okay. Yeah, that's the IM was not that was super challenging. I mean, I can imagine if you had been doing it like for years, maybe I just was not good at any of the strokes other than freestyle.
Yeah. I was terrible at breaststroke. That's where I lost my lead every time. But yeah. So, go ahead.
Go ahead. Oh, I was just going to say, even now, like swimming in the pool, like anything above, 400 meters at a time is like kind of rough for me.
Yeah. So if you make the games and you have to do like a lake or ocean swim,
yeah,
it's going to be a little bit more than 400 probably.
Probably. I've been practicing, just trying to get refamiliarized, so just, you never know, just in case.
Yeah. So you said you went into the Marines. How long did you serve?
4 years.
Okay.
So,
And
yeah.
were you overseas at all, or?
No, I was not. The unit I was a part of, they deployed probably in the middle of my stint, but I had shoulder surgery during that time. So I had like a full dislocation of my shoulder at the time in training. And then I had surgery, had recovery, and that was kind of around the same time.
Did you enjoy your time in the service?
Yes and no, sometimes, like a little bit of both. I think towards the end, I got into some trouble, just, had some stuff go down, and I liked it less then. But at the beginning, yeah, I was super, super motivated, super into it. But, still like a young, dumb 18, 19-year-old.
Yeah.
Not that all 18 and 19-year-olds are dumb, but I was.
So, yeah, I see it looks like you're in a minivan.
I am in a minivan. I got my kids from school and they just went inside. I told them I had an important call, so they have to stay inside.
Awesome. And you have 5 kids.
I do. I have 5 kids.
So there's a need for the minivan.
Oh yeah, it's full. Like, we are at max capacity here. The next step for us is like one of those Sprinter vans with like 12 seats or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think we're done. I think we're done with I think 5's good.
And what's the breakdown of boys to girls?
I have a 7-year-old girl, a 6-year-old girl, and a 1-year-old girl, and then my boys are 4 and 3.
You have 5 kids under the age of 7.
Well, yeah, so 7 and under. Under the age of 8. She'll be 8 in July, so yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's busy,
Talk
man.
Prepare for the unknown and the unknowable.
Yeah. I'm sure or can imagine it's just kind of hectic all the time, but we make it work. We get it done.
I only had 1 kid, and
okay.
we were exhausted. I cannot even imagine 5.
Yeah. Well, when I had 1, it was exhausting. When I had 2, it was exhausting. I think you get the grace for the amount of children you have when you have them. Like, it's unfathomable before it happens, but then you get the grace when it's time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. That's the only explanation I have, because I don't know.
Well, and I guess they do play with each other. Like, when you have 1, there's nobody to play with but you.
True. Yeah. They definitely are like built-in friends and enemies at times, but they definitely entertain each other. I remember having 1, and I will even make fun of people with 1 now when they're like new parents, and they're like super, like, everywhere the baby goes, everything they touch, it's like got to be wiped down and stuff. But once you have more, you just don't have time and energy for that. So you realize they're pretty robust.
Yeah. So let's
we're
talk
good
about
parents, I promise.
Yeah. And when did you meet your wife?
I met her in 2012. And then we got married in 2013.
Okay. So she stuck with you when you were young and dumb?
Well, I was like coming out of my young dumb. I was still young and dumb, but like less harmful ways. You know what I mean? Okay. So like, yeah, she stuck with me through a lot. I haven't been the easiest guy, but she is awesome. And so that, I attribute our success in life so far in marriage and raising kids to her. So for sure. That's incredible. So let's talk about the semifinals. Right. As I looked back through your stuff, I noticed that you also compete in quarters on a team. Hold on. I'm sorry. Hello? Okay, there we go. Hello? Yep. Can you see me? Hear me? Sorry. So I don't know what just happened. Yes. So okay, I noticed you'd also so when I looked at your stuff, it looked like you had also competed on a team at quarters. And that team just barely missed making semis. Was your goal to go team, and then that didn't happen, so you went indie? No. So, I was a part of the like on the team roster, because my friend that actually wanted to really be a part of the team, he works in law enforcement. He was like called away for the weekend, so I was kind of subbing in to do my best to help the team. But I was never intending on like my first choice was individual, and
Okay.
then I was on the team to like help them hopefully qualify, which we didn't, So, but all along I was still going to I was going to be subbed out then after the fact, and my friend was going to rejoin the team, if that makes sense.
Yep, totally makes sense. So
So yeah.
you were kind of right on that cut line for the semifinals. So how
Yeah.
much deep breathing was going on in that week after quarters?
Well, right after quarters, I was like out of the cut line. But then they started doing like video reviews and things like that, and I was able to pop up, just above the cut line, and thankfully stay there. And none of my videos that I sent in got like any dings or anything like that. So I am super thankful for that I didn't have to wait for like a backfill spot, because I have some friends that had to wait, and I mean that would be so stressful. It was stressful enough for me for waiting like a few days.
Yeah.
But yeah, super thankful I made it, just barely.
My friend Charlie chimed in, killing my excuse that 5 kids is why I'm not at semis.
Yeah, man. I mean, I don't know. It's you definitely got to want it. That's for sure. There's plenty of times where I do not feel like I have the energy or the bandwidth to like train at like a high level or whatever. But I don't know. Sometimes you just got to get it done. I really have a good wife, like I said, and she keeps me accountable, and some friends that keep me accountable for sure.
Well, it seems like your gym has a pretty good roster of good athletes. If the team finished 100th in North America, that means there's some pretty good athletes in your gym, and that's got to help you push every day.
Absolutely. I mean, like a lot of just like the average gym goers, people that are working regular jobs but just working out at the gym I go to, are absolute studs. And it's the gym I go to is Crash Fitness, and the owner, JR, he was actually a games athlete last year. He was a masters athlete, and like Jason Hopper trains there. Like different, there's like a lot of really good guys and girls, so that's definitely helpful for sure.
And did I pick up that you are working with Proven a little bit?
Yeah, a little bit. So I reached out to them once I qualified for semis, and just wanted like a good structure to follow leading up to the semi. So I reached out to them, and I was able to go to a camp there in Nashville and meet all those guys and work out with them and their coaches. That was awesome. And so I've had their programming, which is like built to kind of ramp someone up to semis, and then also working out with some of those guys in the gym. Like I said, like JR will definitely help me with stuff, and just if I ever get the chance to train with Jason, I'll do that, because obviously he's not bad.
Yeah, I love that Proven crew. I've actually become pretty good friends with a couple of them. Saxon has been a friend of mine for a long time, because he grew up here in Ohio, of course.
Okay.
And then Nick Johnson and I have become friends over the years.
Yeah, Nick is awesome. He was who like my first contact with them was.
Yeah, he's the best.
Helpful. Super helpful guy. Very nice.
Yeah. Every time I see him, we just hang out and chat. He's just one of my favorite people in CrossFit.
Yeah. I was kind of unfamiliar with him specifically. I mean, like I'd seen the name around, but in the last few weeks, like if I ever need anything, I can text him, and he's like way super willing to go out of his way and help me, and like just very smart coach. So it's really cool to have.
And it's so genuine too.
Yeah, it really does feel genuine.
So you're going to Syndicate Crown.
Yeah.
So how stoked are you to be going to Tennessee? Where do you live actually?
I live in South Carolina, so it's really not that far away. It's like 2.5 hours.
Okay, that's a nice easy trip. Are you taking the whole family to Knoxville?
I am not. So we got to be there Thursday. So I'm going to go up. My wife will come up Saturday. And I think we're going to hopefully have help with the kids so she can just come up for the night and stay with me without 5 children in a hotel room.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a great place. It's a very well-run event. This is your first time on the big stage, right?
Oh, yeah. This is the biggest stage for me. I'm coming in pretty much like ranked last. So it's really exciting for me. There's nowhere to go but up. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see just what it's like.
Do you think you thrive better in-person competition with someone beside you as opposed to the online stuff that got you here?
Oh, 100%. I've always struggled a lot with like the open and quarterfinal type workouts. I really like the pressure, the like energy that like a crowd or whoever, live competition brings. That's definitely like, I prefer that.
Yeah. Well, I'm super excited. My co-host Kat and I are going to be there next
Awesome.
week, and hopefully we'll catch up with you and get to talk to you after events that you may have won a heat or done really well. So we look forward to that, man.
Yeah, I look forward to talking to you guys then.
And if you like what you hear, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notifier so you're first to know when we do more of these Get to Know the Athletes. And we'll see you next time. Thanks, Mike.
Thank you.